Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First up, Jack Smith has decided to call it quits on a big case against Trump. Is this strategy, surrender, or just time for his long overdue nap? Then, was Elon Musk joking about buying MSNBC? Would he really spend that much money just to fire Rachel Maddow and Joy Reid? Next, we'll dive into Bill Maher's fiery clash with Neil deGrasse Tyson over men, women, and sports. Spoiler alert, Tyson's defense is about as strong as the Wi-Fi signal at church. And Maher's not buying it either. And finally, did you know that the State Department needed therapy to cope with Trump's win? Yeah, turns out they held sessions for employees who just couldn't handle democracy in action. Taxpayer dollars well spent. So grab a snack, stick around, and let's jump in for some fun stories you didn't know that you needed. Special counsel Jack Smith has moved to dismiss federal charges against President Donald Trump related to the alleged 2020 election subversion, citing the Department of Justice's precedent against indicting a sitting president. Who knew that Jack Smith had any regard for actual law? Smith also filed a motion to end his appeal to revive a separate classified documents case against Trump, once seen as one of the strongest legal threats to Trump. Apparently, Smith decided he's had enough L's this year. Between the courts, the voters, and his hairline, it's been a rough year for Jack. The only thing more expensive than these failed investigations? Hunter Biden's art supplies. Elon Musk has now set his sights on a new frontier, MSNBC. Musk took to his platform, X, to tease the idea of buying MSNBC, following reports that Comcast plans to spin off the network and others into a new entity called SpinCo. The first entity name was Garbage Heap, but it was hurting sales efforts. Comcast is spinning off MSNBC into SpinCo, which sounds more like a shell company for laundering narratives than a cable network, which is fitting. Musk appears to be joking, but he also joked about buying Twitter up until he actually bought it. Comcast may have a difficult time getting top dollar for MSNBC. Ratings suggest that even MSNBC doesn't want MSNBC. Even though it does appear that Musk is joking, MSNBC employees are panicking. They're worried that their new boss might expect facts to make it into their reporting. Bill Maher clashed with Neil deGrasse Tyson over his refusal to say that men have a physical advantage over women in sports.
Inequity between male and female athletes is the result not of inherent biological differences between the sexes, but of biases in how they are treated in sports. That's nuts. And it sure ain't scientific, and it's in Scientific American.
Scientific American said that men don't have a physical advantage over women in sports? Wait a minute. Was this article peer-reviewed by the Flat Earthers? Look, that's a very specific question from Maher about a specific quote. Scientific American said that men don't have a physical advantage over women in sports. And Tyson's response is...
Bill, every 20 minutes on your platform, you come up with another reason why the Democrats lost. No. You already have the answer. They lost the election. So anything you say is why they did it.
Ah, yes, the classic look over there defense. Because nothing says, I have good reasons for my position, like changing the subject. But Maher's not going to give up.
Engage with the idea here. What I'm asking is, Scientific American is saying, basically, that the reason why an WNBA team can't beat the Lakers is because of societal bias.
What you're saying is not Scientific American says that. An editor for Scientific American says that, who no longer has the job.
Did Tyson just argue that Scientific American wasn't the problem, it was its editor? That's like saying the Titanic wasn't the problem, just the guy steering it.
Why can't you just say this is not scientific and Scientific American should do better?
Maher's making it easier for Tyson. He's just saying, look, you don't have to admit that men have a physical advantage over women in sports, and you don't have to say the reason why a WNBA team can't beat the Lakers is because of societal biases. Just say that Scientific American should do better. I mean, and who can't do better? We can all do better. That's an easy compromise, Neil. Just say yes, they can do better.
Long distance swimming, women might actually have the advantage. You can look into that.
Well, I'm going to file you under part of the problem.
Well, Neil has proved that when it comes to biology, his astrophysicist knowledge stops at Uranus. Apparently, the State Department was so traumatized by Trump's election win, they held therapy sessions to help employees cope. Wow, I didn't realize the State Department was filled with a bunch of Representative Darrell Issa criticized Secretary of State Antony Blinken after it was revealed that the State Department hosted therapy sessions for employees distressed by Donald Trump's election win. In his letter to Blinken, Issa said that sessions were disturbing and that nonpartisan government officials should not be suffering a personal meltdown over the result of a free and fair election. So, the State Department is using taxpayer money to fund therapy sessions for employees upset over a fair election. I've seen more emotional stability at a toddler's temper tantrum than in the State Department after Trump won. The State Department explained that the therapy sessions were needed because, under Trump, employees worried that they might lose funding for their coloring books. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.